Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the X-Shot Skins Dread. This blaster came out this year in 2022, and it's part of the X-Shot Skins line, which we'll go in a little more detail of a little bit later on in this video. So without further ado, let's get started by talking about the box. Right, so starting off with the front of the box, we can see the Dread right here, and the darts it comes with. And there's actually not a lot of information on the front of the box, besides up here, where we can see this blaster comes with 12 darts and has range claims of up to 90 feet. We'll see. The only other information on this box is down here, where we can see the X-Shot website, and this blaster is ages 8+. There's so little information on the front of the box, the name is not even on it. It's actually on the back of the box, right here. You can see it's called the Dread. And this, by the way, is what the X-Shot Skins line is all about. Basically, you get one kind of blaster, which is, in this case, the Dread, and you get to pick from one of these different skins here. They all sold separately, and there's a total of 8 skins for the Dread, at least for standard. As you can see, there's 7 here, and the 8th one is this one, which is called the Defense Force skin. And those are the 8 standard skins. There's actually a couple of, I guess, copyrighted ones. There's actually a Sonic the Hedgehog Dread that apparently they sell. It's a little funny. I found that really funny. But you do have these different things, so you get different designs that you want. You get to pick whatever design you want, and then have your blaster. So it's kind of cool. There's also 3 other blasters in this line currently, and for the most part, I think they all contain one of these skins, so you can have a whole matching set if you want. So I think that's pretty cool. So with that all the way, let's get this thing out of the box. So this is kind of an interesting way X-Shot does their blasters, is they have these little tabs here. So the blaster isn't held in by strings or anything, it's held in by these really weird tabs that you're supposed to screw out. And there's a lot of them. Alright, so here we have the Dread out of the box, and we'll start off with the paperwork. Here's the instructions, a simple single sheet instructions. It tells you how to use the blaster. This is a slide primed blaster. But it does have a cool gimmick where there is the secondary trigger, which is right here. And when you pull that, it rotates the cylinders sideways, and you can just basically reload the blaster without having to actually reload it. You have 2 cylinders to use instead of 1. I think it's pretty cool. And on the back of the instructions, we have this little brochure of all the different skins and blasters that come in this line. There's the Menace, the Flux, the Dread, and the Last Stand. Let's talk about the darts. So these darts are the X-Shot darts. These are the new X-Shot darts. These are not the old ones that they had for a really long time. Don't know how these will perform. We'll see. And I couldn't find these by themselves, at least at my Target. So I don't know if they're going to sell them in the future. Maybe they will. But this is basically all we have for the test today. Now to the blaster itself. It's a pretty hefty blaster. A little bit front heavy. Grip feels pretty nice. The slide is reciprocating. It's not that heavy of a prime. And the trigger is also quite light. If you pull this, it rotates the cylinder sideways, and you can just push it into place. Cylinders seem to rotate pretty freely, so that's nice for reloading. I don't think it kind of locks it in place when it's primed. Is there slam fire? There does not appear to be slam fire. Let's get this thing loaded up real quick. So let's take the darts it comes with out. See how easy it is to load. The dart heads are quite squishy on these, almost like a foam rather than rubber. Alright. Let's stick this thing out on the range and see how accurate it is. Alright, so here we are at the accuracy test. As you can see, we have our target set up on the table back there. My neighbor is mowing his lawn right now, so yeah, just so you know. Before we do the accuracy test though, I want to address the X-Shot darts and what these mean for my channel and the future reviews. As of now, today, and maybe a couple weeks from now, I cannot find these in stores by themselves. So I will not be using these in any other blaster reviews except for X-Shot blaster reviews. Until these become readily available and I can buy a whole pack of them. Because right now I only have 12. So anyway, with that all of the way, let's see how the Dread fares. So, we're going to start out with the X-Shot darts. And by the way, that is your sight picture. It's a little subtle, but let's see. Oh, it's down. I got one. It's down. That one keeps going down. Got another. Gotta flip it. Which, by the way, you can flip it while primed. So that's kind of a cool feature. Down. Ooh, got it. Got the bottle. Take the table. And hit something that was already down. Alright, so let's move on to Nerf. We have our Nerf Elite darts. And down. And up. Keeps going. They're going all over the place. Heck. I got one. Last dart. Missed. Yeah. It's not the most accurate. Let's move on to Adventure Force. Alright, so here we have our Adventure Force darts. See if these are any better. Oh! Technically hit it. Too high. Too low. It's kind of hard to aim this blaster. I will say that. Because they're flying straight. It's just really hard to aim this thing. I don't know why. Kind of lower it. Kind of guess where it's hitting. That one low. Hit it. Hit something. Oh, hit that. Yeah, this thing takes a while for you to be able to figure out where it's hitting. But those were flying straight than Nerf. I don't know. Let's move on to Dart Zone. Alright, on to Dart Zone. See how this fares. Ooh, got it. Move it to the left or the right. Missed. Yeah, at least they're going straight. Alright, those are probably flying the best out of all 4 darts. Gonna pick up all those darts and move on to the range test. See if this blaster can actually make it up to 90 feet. We only have 50. So here we are at the range test. As usual, for context, the chicken marks 25 feet, frog marks 40, and the back wall marks 50 feet from where I am standing. And there's an airplane. Anyway, I will be shooting 6 shots each. I have both these cylinders filled. One is filled with X-Shot, one is filled with Nerf, and then the next 2 darts will do the same. Alright, starting off with X-Shot. Hit the wall. That's not good. Oh, hit the wall. Now on to Nerf. Look at that one. the wall. These aren't flying too straight. Alright, move on to the next dart. Here we have loaded up Adventure Force, and then afterward, shoot Dart Zone. These fare any better. Alright, on to Dart Zone. Oh wait, misfire. It's a little weird. Hit the wall. Oops. Hit the camera. Alright. Had some pretty decent range data. I'll get the tape measure out and see where those landed. So here we have all of our ranges. A lot of them bounced into the planter, but in reality, most of them are bouncing right around here. This is 37-foot mark. So this blaster was... I was looking over the footage and they were landing right around this mark and this mark. So I would say Dart Zone and Adventure Force were landing right around the 35-foot mark. And then I feel like X-Shot was flying the farthest at around 38, 40 feet. But Nerf, hard to tell. It was kept going all over the place, kept veering off to the left, right, hitting walls. So I can't really say with confidence how far Nerf went. But a couple of them did go the same distance as X-Shot. I basically say X-Shot and Nerf flew about 40, but they weren't going that straight. While Dart Zone and Adventure Force were hitting about 35, but we're going pretty straight. I'll leave it up to all of you to come up with what darts work best in this blaster. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the speed test. Alright, here we are at the speed test. We're going to start out with our X-Shot darts. Let's see how these fare. 61, 60, 63, 64, 76, and 75. Moving on to Nerf. 73, 60, error, 61, error, so I made it a little closer to this time, and 75. Alright, let's move on to our next set of darts. Alright, we have our Adventure Force darts. 62, 59, 74, 61, 62, and 51. Alright, Sure Shot darts. Dart Zone, Sure Shot darts. 61, 63, error, 65, 66, last one, duplicate, 66. Alright, so X-Shot and Nerf darts were going about 60s into the 70s, while Dart Zone and Adventure Force were going 50s and 60s. Dart Zone was going more into the 60s than Adventure Force was, so it is a little bit faster than that. But also keep in mind, Adventure Force and Dart Zone both fly straighter than X-Shot and Nerf. Alright, so with that all the way, let's move on to my final thoughts. So what are my final thoughts on the X-Shot Skins Dread? Before we do that, as usual, we go over where I bought it and how much I spent. I purchased this at Target for $12.99 USD. And I think it is a Target exclusive. I think X-Shot is exclusively sold at Target, because I haven't seen it at Walmart or anything, and online listings only show Target. So I think that's where X-Shot is sold. Neutral thoughts about the blaster? Not much, but there are some thoughts about the darts. As I did mention before in the accuracy test, the beginning of accuracy test, I did mention that the darts, at least at my Target, my local Target, you can't buy them by themselves. Right now, I'm not going to be using the X-Shot darts in any other reviews, except for X-Shot blaster reviews, until they become readily available. So with that all the way, let's move on to pros and cons. Alright, starting off with cons. Just a couple of them just to think about. First off, this happened on another take of the video while showing the blaster right out of the box. The slide, oh, right there it is. The slide has a knack for getting stuck. It is a kind of weird because it's not just pull it back and hope it goes. See, it's just getting stuck. I don't know why it does this. It's really weird. The spring just gives out or something, and it just acts like it doesn't reciprocate. It doesn't reciprocate, and if you pull the trigger while it's out, it snaps everything in. Let's see. I don't know. Also, something to mention is the plastic is very squishy. But can't complain about that too much because this is a blaster that's $12.99, but that is something to keep in mind. It is a lower cost plastic, definitely. It kind of creaks. Specifically on the slide, the rest of the blaster, it's pretty solid. It's just on the slide. The rest of the blaster is fine. The rotator, this black part here, it's kind of also squishy, but it shouldn't really have a problem with that. I don't know why, it just doesn't reciprocate. I don't know. During one of the takes, it wasn't doing that, and now it's not doing that. Now it's doing it again. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, but like I said, slide has problems, and plastic is a little bit on the, I don't want to say cheap side, but low cost side. Yeah, let's move on to pros. Alright, so pros. The design on this blaster is pretty nice, very consistent in places. While at the store, I was comparing this to the other ones, like another one with this design on it, and it's very consistent across the board. Very nice. I do like how it, like, the whole texture goes even under the slide. Very nice. Speaking of slide, Prime is very nice when it reciprocates and everything. Not too heavy. Trigger pull is very nice as well. The rotator is in a very good position. You can use your middle finger, index finger, whichever one you want. Very convenient. Rotates out nicely. Kind of can do it with one hand. Don't recommend it though. Might break the blaster. But overall, pretty cool system. Overall design of the blaster is pretty nice. Even without the skin, it looks pretty cool. And yeah, not much else to say about it. Would I recommend the Dread? I would say yes. It's not a bad blaster, especially for the cost of it. $12.99 is a pretty decent price, and it works with pretty much every other dart. So you can just buy a pack of darts from there, whichever brand you want to choose from Target. Or if you want to go drive to Walmart and get some Adventure Force darts, that's fine too. Seems to run it really well. There is a couple of issues with it. Keep in mind the slide kind of not reciprocating. I don't know if it's broken. I'll probably open it up and see. Yeah, it's a little bit more low cost, but you know, it's fine. Alright, so that'll be in the video. Alright, so that'll be in this review. Comment your thoughts about this blaster down below. Comment what else you want to see on the channel. Be sure to check out my Nerf Fortnite Legendary Attack video. Also, be sure to check out my other reviews on my channel. I'll have both of those linked at the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.